Morning, everybody. Good morning from Texas. This here is probably one of the best books I've read this year. It's called The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. I have recommended it to a few people privately, but I want to recommend it to everybody. It's not a book on how to get rich quick or anything like that. It's just a remarkable book on why we invest, how we invest, our behaviors around that. Some great money tips. Some of my takeaways, which I'll just quickly read. Go out of your way to find humility when things are going right and forgiveness, compassion when they go wrong, because it's never as good or as bad as it looks. He talks about having less ego and more wealth. Manage your money in a way that helps you sleep at night. Don't be too risky. Use money to gain control over your time, because not having control of your time is such a powerful and universal drag on happiness. The ability to do what you want, when you want, with who you want, for as long as you want to, pays the highest dividend that exists in finance, is what Morgan says. Be nicer and less flashy. No one is impressed with your possessions as much as you are. You might think you want a fancy car or a nice watch, but what you probably want is respect and admiration. And you're more likely to gain those things through kindness and humility than horsepower and chrome, he says. Great life lesson, and I would agree. And I have been the former in parts of my life. Save, just save. You don't need a specific reason to save. It's great to save for a car or a down payment or a medical emergency, but saving for things that are impossible to predict or define is one of the best reasons to save, he goes on to say. Pretty good tips when you consider that, the market's obviously softening, it's tightening, and we're not making as much money as we all did in the previous 2 years. It's a great book. I really recommend it. The Psychology of Money, Morgan Housel. Please, take your time to download it or buy it. I know everybody had a day off in Australia on Thursday due to the passing of the Queen. How good is a day off? So good for your mental health, to deal with some of the things, just to chill out. One that the real estate industry so badly needs during the week. My last two things, just with, obviously there's softening, there's tightening, and listings are tight. Pretty much every sale is an arm wrestle, I see. 1 in every 6 or 8 sales, you have multiple competition, and it's a seemingly easier process. But typically most sales right now are challenging for you. 2 tips. Always call your vendors in the morning. When you're updating your vendors, call them in the morning. That's when they're fresh. They have more capacity to deal with things. They're probably not as angry, tired, and distracted. Alex Phillips, I know, and Macleay Longhurst, they call all their vendors first thing in the morning, deal with the vendors, make those hard calls first, give them the update, and then you don't have to worry about it for the rest of the day. Just my second tip, whenever you go into a listing appointment, whenever I did, I always had my notepad, this one, like so, and I would always take notes, okay? So whenever you're at a listing appointment, a listing conversation, whatever it is, make sure you're taking notes as you speak to the client, to the vendors, for a number of reasons. 1, it shows that you're listening. 2, you're making notes on what you discuss so you can follow through. It shows that you're very diligent and organized. And that's better than just walking in and having a conversation with them and walking out. It's a good tip. Always take notes at listing appointments. It's going to be an arm wrestle till the end of the year. Let's stay positive. Thanks for all your efforts, and I look forward to catching you guys shortly.